Hello, good afternoon. Today I will be speaking on capacity building for young think tanks, the challenges and opportunities. So let me quickly give you a rundown of the outline. I will generally talk about capacity building, then what are the steps of capacity building, then we'll look at the challenges, and finally, we'll wrap up with the opportunities. So briefly, what do we mean by capacity building? We've been hearing capacity building, capacity building. Capacity building for who and why? So basically, it is defined as enhancing the abilities of individuals, organizations, and systems to undertake and disseminate high-quality research efficiently and in an effective manner. So that is the way DFID looks at capacity building. So why build capacity in this context? Well, one is lack of capacity hinders high-quality research. So there is a link between capacity and high-quality research. So lack of capacity also limits the ability of think tanks to influence and inform policy. And the problem is even worse for young think tanks that are beginning to start operations. Like in my own think tank, we started sometime in 2008. So we are just about 4 years. So imagine the challenges and opportunities that we emerge from that. Sorry. Okay, like I said, what are the key steps of capacity building for quality research? First, you have to do a kind of needs assessment. What are the needs of the organization? You have to identify the capacity gaps. Also have to identify the research priorities. What are the program areas? What are the research areas I need to engage in? Do I have the capacity to work in these areas? So you have to do a needs assessment for the organization. Second, you also have to map the research and policy environment. Who is doing what? Who are the researchers? Who are the institutions working in those areas you have identified? And what are the policy makers doing around those areas? So you have to also do a stakeholder analysis. Who influences what I'm doing? Who is going to influence what I'm about to do? So you have to understand this stakeholder map. Is he the policy makers? Is he other researchers? Is he the board? Is he the founders? Who is going to shape my idea, and what capacity do I need to build to fit into this purpose? So after doing a stakeholder analysis of your environment, a research and policy environment, then there needs to be some kind of intervention. There needs to be some kind of management consultation. There needs to be, okay, look at these are the policy gaps. These are the capacity gaps. What do we need to do about them? So there needs to be a management consultation, a kind of intervention after doing your stakeholder analysis. Then the intervention comes in. You have to train and provide technical assistance. Of course, after providing technical assistance, there needs to be some kind of financial support and research funding for your researchers to undertake in the research proper. Of course, there needs to be an effective monitoring and evaluation system in place. Am I doing the things I've set out to do? Am I building the right capacity? Will I be able to undertake this research in the long run? So you have to monitor and evaluate the system you've put in place in terms of capacity building. So what are the challenges of building capacity for high quality research? So some of the challenges we've identified or we faced as an institution, most times you get in researchers with coming from a very weak background. They lack the required basic skills in terms of writing skills and basic research skills. So that is a problem you usually face as an institution. There is also these infrastructural gaps. You lack the cutting-edge research facilities. There are no good libraries sometimes coming from the south. There are no good, you don't have good IT infrastructure for you to set up a nice capacity building platform for the young researchers you're bringing on board. So that is a problem. So another thing is we usually face funding constraints. Do I really have the money? Do I really have the funds to build capacity? Of course, we all know that donors are getting tired. You have to recognize donor fatigue. You also have to recognize limited funding opportunities, including from domestic sources. So you don't have enough money to undertake in capacity building. So that is a problem on its own. So we also have rising global economic and financial stress, which is also constraining donors and investors from giving you money to build capacity. So the other problems there are when you have unstable and poor management, that is a key issue really, yeah, because there are limits to which you can do when management is not motivated to fix the problems, or when management is not interested in building capacity, especially young researchers. So, and when management is unstable, it also affects the extent to which you can build capacity for the institution. Another thing there is when you have limited opportunities for cross-learning, the researchers in the institution do not have a nice platform for them to engage in cross-learning. There are limited opportunities for them to attend or participate in international workshops and conferences. That limits the ability for you to build capacity as an institution. So a big problem you don't have to minimize is also the problem of retention and staff turnover. I think the previous speakers have identified this problem already, yeah. So you have problem of retention. Today you bring in a researcher, tomorrow he's out. He's looking for brighter futures. So that's a problem on its own, especially when you have weak incentive system, when you can't pay them competitive wages. So you should also expect that these researchers will leave in a very short notice. So that's a problem, one of the challenges of capacity building. So what are the opportunities? How can we turn these challenges into opportunities? When you build capacity, it's also an opportunity for you to continue to attract resources to support partnership and collaborations in research and knowledge sharing, especially with donors and other research institutions. So it's also an opportunity for you to promote targeted research areas that support your change and economic progress. When you do your needs assessment, set your research priorities. So you see, when you have those challenges, it's also an opportunity for you to consolidate and build research areas that can point you towards economic progress and support change. Okay, yeah, thanks. I'll quickly finish. Okay, yeah. So you also have opportunity for you to engage in high-level policy influencing activities when you build very good capacity in your organization. You also use it to increase your feasibility. The moment you're building capacity, you're also expanding. People are knowing about your institution because you can now do high-quality research. So it's an opportunity in itself, really. It's also an opportunity to demonstrate impact and results. When you build capacity, you'll be in a position to tell investors that this worked, I was able to build this capacity, I can demonstrate that my staff can now do high-quality research. So these are some of the points I was able to pick up in the presentation. So thank you for your attention and thank you for listening.